Behind me is the Benjamin Franklin Bridge, named after one of the founding fathers of the United States of America. As to thousands of Indonesian immigrants living in Philadelphia, the bridge is a bridge to hope, opportunities, and dreams of a better living. Or is it not? Let us hear the story from themselves, the one who made it and the one who made it not. I am Dedi Raksawadana, and this is the story of Indonesian immigrants living in Philadelphia. This city is where the dreams start. Philadelphia is a city where thousands of Indonesian immigrants pursue their dreams in America. The same reason why more than 200 years ago, immigrants from various countries in Europe and other parts of the world came to this continent and built America. In the 90s, there were not many Indonesians living in Philadelphia. The majority of them are students.
The Indonesian community, as I remember back then in '98, there were not so many Indonesians lived here in the Philadelphia area. I remember it was just students called permias because we always gather. There's only few, like either they went to Penn or Temple. We even gather with students from Delaware because there's not so many people back then.
Itu City Hall. City Hall pertama di Amerika. City Hall,
Situ Balai Kota.
Balai Kota. I came to United States 1998, and early 1999 I moved to Philadelphia. At the time, there were 40 Indonesian who live in Chinatown and some college students in West Philly, and more Indonesian coming to South Philadelphia.
Some other Indonesians of Philadelphia were workers who mostly lived in the Chinatown area.
Pada waktu pertama kita datang, komunitas orang Indonesia terpusat di Chinatown bisa terhitung sekitar 30 orang. Waktu itu kita bersama dengan 10 orang grup baru, jadi ya sekitar 40 orang lah total semua warga negara Indonesia yang di Chinatown.
During the economic crisis that hit Indonesia in the late 90s, which was followed by riots that occurred in almost all regions in Indonesia, there were racial tension between so-called native and non-native Indonesian that led to persecution.
It was caused by the transition of the government. The presidents that led our country for 32 years went down by the mass of demonstration by the young people all over the country.
Many ethnic Chinese experienced violence, both physically and psychologically. They suffered material losses due to the burning and looting of their homes, businesses, and ultimately lost their lives.
I lost my restaurant. I do have a restaurant at home inside of the plaza. It all got burned down. The hotels in front of my house got burned down. That I have to face the phone call, to listen the phone call from my friend who was 7 months pregnant and climbing up to the top of the roof because she was living alone and her husband is outside the city while the people is already in front of the house, breaking down the house and throw the bomb Molotov in front of the house, try to burn down the house. What is that? Do I have to live on that fear? I don't want to live on that fear anymore.
Because of those hard situations, difficult situations that they have in Indonesia, so some of them try to find a place to start the new life, better life. And they found Philadelphia, the city of brother in love. United States of America give them opportunity to live a new life.
Those who survived, many of them came to the US and applied for asylum protection from the U.S. immigration policy.
Kita tidak menafikan bahwa di masyarakat kita itu untuk yang terkait dengan asylum itu ada dua posisi. Satu kelompok yang memang mereka itu jadi korban. Karena situasi 98 itu kan ada. Kasus kerusuhan itu ada. Dan korbannya ada. Dan itu kan sudah jadi berita. Kita nggak mungkin mengatakan itu tidak ada. Satu lagi, datang ke Amerika Serikat dengan cara apapun untuk memperbaiki kehidupan.
Jujur, saya nggak begitu suka untuk ikut asylum. Kenapa? Saya nggak bisa yang namanya jelek-jelekin negeri saya sendiri. Memang pemerintahan saya itu memang buruk memang. Cuma saya nggak bisa yang namanya saya harus ngarang-ngarang cerita bahwa Indonesia itu begini, Indonesia itu tidak punya HAM dan lain sebagainya. Saya nggak bisa.
Yes, 1998 riot, it's our history. It's past. Let's put it behind. But now, let's remove the barrier of our ethnicity, of our religion.
By the early 2000s, many Indonesian immigrants other than ethnic Chinese also came to Philadelphia for the reason of a better living as well as religious freedom.
My understanding, not all of them came here because of bad experience back in Indonesia. But I believe most of them came to the state to get and to find a better living.
Over the past 20 years, the number of Indonesian immigrants has risen to more than double.
After the year of 2000, 2001, 2003, and maybe 2006, the number escalate very high, become close to almost 10,000 Indonesian people live in the city brother-in-law Philadelphia.
Tahun 2000 kita datang ke sini, lihat-lihat orang-orang Indonesia yang di sini tuh kok banyak sekali. Menurut cerita itu katanya ada sekitar 10.000 orang di sini.
Philadelphia became the city of choice for immigrants from Indonesia, making the city one of the largest concentration cities for Indonesian-born immigrants in America.
The one in LA, San Francisco, or New York, we are not as big as they are. They think that we are big just because we are concentrated in one location in South Philadelphia and we are very close to each other.
Dan memang di Philadelphia sudah terkenal perkumpulan komunitas Indonesia uniknya karena saling berdekatan.
Most of them were the ethnic Chinese of Surabaya or from the region of East Java.
You know, you would walk around Philadelphia on a Saturday morning and all you hear would be people speaking in Javanese language. It was very interesting.
Nama yang sebenarnya itu sebetulnya cuma Hardena. Jadi nama saya sama istri saya jadi satu. Terus orang-orang yang datang itu karena banyak orang Surabaya, kita dinamakan warung Surabaya yang sampai sekarang melekat juga. Jadi Hardina warung Surabaya sampai sekarang.
As people of Asian ethnicity, many Indonesians in Philadelphia also faced Asian hate violence.
It's a bit hard at first. I face a lot of racism. People would call me names like Chinky or Ching Chong or whatever it is on the street.
We have been reporting stories about the Indonesian community since 2013. This is very concerning, and the Indonesian communities are part of the AAPI communities, and they also become victims of crime and hate in Philadelphia. Some of them happen in public areas like in SEPTA station, at school, on the street, at the market. And we work with the AAPI leaders to give the message that we are part of the community and we also deserve to live in peace.
Everywhere we go, people want to know, who we are, so we tell them, proud to be Asian, proud to be Asian.
Hate has no place here in the city of Philadelphia. Hate has no place here in Philadelphia.
All of these traumatic experiences are extremely valid, and you have every right to feel these emotions of fear, which is why we are here, to show that we shouldn't have to conform to the victimizers, to the oppressionists. We do not have to feel this way, and it is unfair that we do.
There is nowhere that you can avoid racism. There's some gonna be a good people here, some bad people here. So it's all the same.
Saya baru 2 minggu di Philadelphia. Saya mengalami insiden pengeroyokan 4 orang. Saya sampai 6 hari dirawat di rumah sakit di Thomas Jefferson. Cedera di panggul kiri, retak kata dokter di 3 bagian, jadinya harus operasi. Retak itu bisa sampai 6 bulan sampai 1 tahun pemulihannya gitu. Saya pikir waduh, pasti imbasnya tuh nanti ke pekerjaan saya gitu.
Living in Philadelphia for Indonesian immigrants was not easy. They often faced hardship, especially during the first years of their arrival in Philadelphia.
Of course, they need to adapt to the new culture. They need to start to learn how to speak English. They need to learn how to use the public transportation, accessing and the education system for their kids, and the whole new things in their life.
So I couldn't really speak English well at the time. Well, obviously, I just got here. But people would make fun of my accent. Be like, hey, you probably shouldn't speak at all. You need to speak English when you're in America. I was like, well, I tried. But, people has to go through baby steps to get to a point where I am right now. So.
After a few years since they applied for a permanent resident status, many Indonesians of Philadelphia were not as fortunate. The majority of them failed to get their asylum or other types of visa approved by the U.S. Immigration Office.
That's the reality, because to apply immigration in that time is not easy. To immigration status is not easy.
Therefore, many had been detained at ICE prison and had to leave the country, leaving their American-born children, homes, and businesses behind.
To be honest, my own cousin got deported. He came a while back ago, and we're actually thinking that we try to apply for the paperwork for him. But the ICE come to his work at the restaurant and arrest him right there on the spot. How do you feel when you got arrested at your work? When with a lot of people see it, with open public that can see what happened. So, yeah, he called me during Christmas time from the prison. And it wasn't a nice experience at all.
I remember some people got arrested, and then the community was trying to help, collecting money, finding a good lawyer to help. We try our best to help our community members, but it happened almost every year that some Indonesians get arrested until recently.
As a result of this massive deportation, the number of Indonesian-born immigrants declined from about 10,000 to about 4,000.
Between 2006 to 2009, I remember how the Indonesian community lived in fear. Almost every week, there is one family or one person got caught by immigration or got deported.
Some Indonesian immigrants in Philadelphia have to survive with undocumented status, making them unable to live like other Indonesian immigrants with legal documents.
Basically, the undocumented one, they have to live under the shadow.
A lot of misinterpretation here saying that illegal can get free everything. They're not. They're wrong. They're totally wrong. As an illegal immigrant, you cannot apply for unemployment. As an illegal immigrant, you cannot get food stamp. You cannot get a healthcare insurance. You cannot get everything. You have to live on your own fear to get caught by the ICE. A lot of misunderstanding.
These conditions significantly affect their lives, especially the way they make their living.
My life was difficult because I have to work twice as much as average American to get where I need to be, just to be in college, just to have a place to live, or just to survive in general.
The way they are living the American dreams is unspoken, in the shadow, as if they are living in the silent dreams.
For many Americans, the American dreams are having nice cars, nice houses, nice job, but they're not the dream of the Indonesian immigrants. Our dreams is very simple: to live happy, free from fear, free from persecution, and they can express themselves. They don't mind living under the shadow as long as their children, the next generation, can have a better education, can have a better living, and a better future. That's our dream, a silent dream.
Bagi kebanyakan orang Indonesia itu, punya surat itu salah satu bagian terbesar dari dream mereka. You know.
I was thinking that my dream was like, yes, I brought my family here. I want to get a better financial here. Yes, I do want that. But most importantly, that I want to get my freedom without fear of the racism.
The city of Philadelphia is also a choice for Indonesians who are similar but different, diverse but united, and they can show their true colors without fear of other people's judgment.
Life in America has been so much better, in Philadelphia especially, for me to be gay, for me to be who I am, and I feel like I'm comfortable sharing about my identity. I'm comfortable sharing about like who I really am to everyone around me. So the reason why I moved here is because I want to start a new chapter of my life. I want to be free as who I am. I don't want to be judged. I don't want to feel scared to be who I am anymore. And I feel like I don't want to have any toxic relationship with anyone who think that being me is wrong. I just want to be me, and I don't expect you to agree with whatever I say. All I want is just for you to accept me for who I am. And if you can't, then I don't think there's any point for me to be in your life.
Many Indonesian immigrants in Philadelphia now live the American dreams the way other Americans live.
The Indonesian community move here, start a new life, fighting for better life, and integrate and adapt to the new cultures that we have here in Philadelphia. And most of them even right now able to find the way to have new stores, new business, become a doctors, become a lawyers, become a very high position in their company. So from struggle, from the life that's so hard in this, and they move here, they start from the scratch, from the zero, but I think they're now on the way up, and I hope that the second generation of Indonesian will do better than the first generations.
After a few years working on the company, and then I can save some money, then I can open a small store I opened one small store at 2010 at that time, a small sandwich shop. By the time like 2015, I opened another stores, and I learned a lot from that stores. So that's why right now, after a couple of years, I can have another stores. So basically, that what I did was everything's from experience, and I was lucky that I have a good people that support me from my beginning.
Yeah, it's been like roller coaster up and down. It's a lot of years, but it's worth it.
Jadi setelah keluar dari rumah sakit, saya dibantu oleh dua lembaga non-profit di sini, Victim Witness Services Philadelphia dan Highest. Mereka membantu saya dalam mengajukan U-Visa lewat jalur Victim of Crime. Dan saat ini saya sedang menunggu untuk kartu employment authorization.
A lot of people don't know this part of me. A lot of people don't know the part of my story where I have to struggle for the first 3 years just to get where I am right now. And now that I have my immigration status, I feel like it's a long overdue. And yeah, I feel like my life is now a lot better.
For us Indonesian, we value the principle of semangat gotong royong or spirit of mutual cooperation. Here in Philadelphia, we applies that we help each other. Regardless you have money or you don't have money, we help each other and we support each other. That's what we call gotong royong.
Alhamdulillah, walaupun kita sebagai orang Muslim di sini tidak merasa bahwa kita itu sebagai minoritas, tapi kita saling kerjasama dengan mereka, baik itu kalau ada acara kita halal bihalal setelah puasa, kita ada kerjasama untuk bersih-bersih atau kerjasama dalam berbagai bidang.
One beautiful thing about the Indonesian community, no matter where they are, they like to stick together, support one another. That's something interesting, beautiful, and just special about the Indonesian community.
Indonesia is very rich in variety of dishes. Each province in Indonesia has its own distinct cuisine. Philadelphia is well known to Indonesians on the eastern coast of America as the city with the most variety of Indonesian delicacies.
Untuk makanan, kita tidak akan terasa bahwa kita di Amerika. Apalagi di Philadelphia, semua makanan ada. Semua makanan kita yang dari klepon, dari cucur, martabak, bacang, lemper, lontong, semuanya ada di Philadelphia. Dan juga bagi state-state lain, kalau mau cari makanan Indonesia, mereka pada datang ke Philadelphia.
Indonesian proverb, where in the earth we stand, there the sky we raise. Equivalent to the English proverb, when in Rome, do as a Roman. It's a strong principle held by Indonesians wherever they live. This principle requires them to respect and honor the rules and the way other residents live in Philadelphia, without living and forgetting their original cultural heritage.
Kita sebagai orang Indonesia yang tinggal di Amerika, kita harus menjaga martabat harga diri kita. Kita jangan melakukan perbuatan-perbuatan yang melanggar hukum, dan kita juga harus menjadi orang yang bisa menjadi berkat untuk orang lain.
Yuk, mari kita bersatu. Mari kita bergandengan tangan. Kita maju sama-sama. Karena kita yakin bahwa pada saat kita bersatu, maka komunitas kita akan semakin kuat. Tidak ada ras, tidak ada isu politik, tidak ada agama, semuanya Indonesia maju.
It is very, very interesting discussion if we mention about silent dreams. So each person, of course, they have a dream, but those dreams maybe never mentioned publicly, but I do believe those dreams is real in the heart of Indonesian people who move to Philadelphia.
Now, Their silent dreams are spoken. Indonesians of Philadelphia have contributed to the city's diversity, making Philadelphia one of the most diverse cities in the United States of America.